Welcome to the Built for Playmakers YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kelvin Hunt, editor of ChopChat.com. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, it's Syracuse week. I'm going to get into this video with the strengths and weaknesses of the Syracuse Orange. So that's what we're talking about tonight. If this is your first time checking out the channel, appreciate you guys rocking with me. If you could, go ahead and hit that like button. This is going to be great content as always. Syracuse comes to the game 4-2, losers of their last two. A beatdown in their last contest against North Carolina. And, odds makers expect this to be another loss for the Syracuse Orange. Similar matchup to what they've had last week with Virginia Tech. But better team overall. Probably a little more talent. Definitely a better talent at quarterback. So we're going to break down some film from the North Carolina game, both, like I said, strengths and weaknesses. And so I did have one question I want to address. My guy, Grill Master 95, had a question, and basically it was, does Garrett Schrader, how does it compare to Drones from Virginia Tech last week, the quarterback, and will FSU have the same game plan, so to speak, as they had for Virginia Tech? And they are similar players. I think Schrader's probably a bit faster. Schrader's probably he is a better passer. And they run similar offenses, but I think Schrader's more than likely willing to take shots down the middle of the field, at least, as well as horizontally, whereas Drones is more so just straight horizontal, or just a vertical deep shot or a rollout, things of that nature. Schrader's the better quarterback and a more proven quarterback for sure. But I do think FSU will probably look to defend them similarly. Schrader will take off, as did Drones. So you got to be on the lookout for that. But I think Schrader may stay in the pocket a bit longer than Drones, because he will look to pass the ball to some of his guys out there. So similar in a lot of ways, and I think they're going to defend them similarly. But I think Schrader's the better player for sure. So, but yeah, so go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already, and we're going to go ahead and get into this, guys. Let me find share this here. All right, and we're underway. Actually, no, that's not the one that I want. Let me stop sharing that one. I don't know why. Sometimes whenever I have these set up, it just changes them for whatever reason. And I don't know why it does that. But I had these set up the way I wanted them. And there we go. Okay, so this is the one. So this is a version of Garrett Schrader using his legs. So this is something that FSU will definitely have to be on the lookout for. It's 3rd and 2 on this one. So whenever they need to play, they're definitely going to put the ball in their best player's hands, and that's Schrader by far. So here's a little read option. Watch this in from North Carolina, not hold contain, and Schrader's gonna eat him up on the edge here and get the first down. And Schrader's, we saw Schrader back in 2021. He's got some speed to be a big guy. Like I said, he's faster than Drones. So you're definitely gonna have to be disciplined and not let him just take off like he has done in the past. So let's cue this up. See that? See that little burst? Watch. He crossing. See that? Yeah, watch it one more time. This end just crashes down for whatever reason. Doesn't do his job. Linebackers are slow too, so that's an aspect. So that's a strength that FSU is going to have to negate. They pretty much shut Syracuse's offense down last year, and Syracuse had Sean Tucker at running back, and they had Rondé Gadsden at tight end / wide receiver. Both of those guys are gone. Tucker's in the NFL as an undrafted free agent, and Gaston was lost for the year due to injury. So Syracuse comes in this game with less proven playmakers than they did a year ago, and FSU pretty much shut them down easily last year. So, I kind of expect more of the same on that one. So another thing. So this is similar to what Virginia Tech likes to do. So this is the horizontal passing to the running back, which we saw Virginia Tech do last week, and you'll see that North Carolina defends this very well, as does FSU. FSU usually crashes down on these pretty well and contains them. So let's watch this. That's shades of Conrad Huzzy, but not as violent. Dropped him for a loss. Yeah. Syracuse is pretty limited offensively, man. They don't have many guys to go to. So that's another thing to look out for there. Now this one right here is something that FSU is definitely going to have to shut down. So if you go back to the Clemson game, Clemson, ate FSU up on slant routes in the first half because FSU was giving up inside leverage and playing they were mirroring, and then it's kind of like a trail technique or whatever. And it's just pitch and catch, so to speak. And Schrader has an arm, so this first one isn't necessarily a true slant route, but this receiver, I can't remember which one it is, but one of them comes up and comes across here, and you'll see Schrader pretty much puts it on the numbers for him. But this is something FSU is going to have to be aware of. The 2nd and 10 here, so when they need some yardage, this is one of the go-tos. So let's play this here. Yes, this guy, the inside guy, little slot guy. So watch this guy right here. He doesn't do it. It's not a true slant. He kind of does a little hezzy, and then actually goes around him and then comes across for the route. Linebacker, he has them all turned around out there, man. Yeah, Schrader can put it on the numbers, man. So he's got a strong arm. You see that he kind of looks off. Schrader does a good job here of he kind of looks this direction first and freezes the defender here, and then he comes back because he knows this guy's going to come across. Watch, he's going to look down here, down at the bottom of the screen, and then look up. Swings his head around. Boosh. Yeah. So the very next play I'm going to show you is the very next play on that drive. Syracuse went back to back on the slants here. See, Schrader can put it on the numbers, man. Yeah, did a little fake there to the running back. He hits the guy in coverage there, and it's decent coverage. So FSU defensive backs are gonna have to avoid giving up that inside position because Schrader can put it on him right there. All right, so that is pretty much the Syracuse offense. It's Schrader's legs because FSU hasn't given up much to the traditional running game at all this year, so I'm not really worried about that. They actually shut down Sean Tucker last year as well, so it's more so Schrader's legs. Schrader looking to get the ball to his backs out on the flats on little screen routes, or they'll do little horizontal screen passes, and the slant routes. Every now and then they'll go vertical. Every now and then. But it's nothing to really worry about. I don't think FSU has anything to worry about there. Syracuse is going to look to get rid of the ball pretty quickly. So you may, and Virginia Tech did the same thing, although Jared Verse did get on the board with 2 sacks last week. So, that's something to just keep in mind. Syracuse is not going to, just hold the ball forever. They're going to try to get the ball out of his hands, and or either he's going to just take off running. But what I did notice is that whenever Cuse gets down, if they get down early, Schrader will be less likely to run, and then he'll just look to put the ball in the air. So if FSU can get up early in this game, as did North Carolina, then that's really going to make Syracuse one-dimensional, and it's going to be all downhill from there for those guys. So here we're going to look at some of the weaknesses of Syracuse's defense. They're running 3-3-5. Going back to last year, Jordan Travis carved them up. He was 21 of 23, only for 160 yards, I think it was 170, something like that. But he hit 11 different receivers. He actually caught a touchdown pass from Wyatt Rector last year in this game. And Trey Benson ran for 160, I think it was. But this is a game where against that 3-3-5 stack, Syracuse is going to bring a lot of pressure, a lot of blitzing. And so Travis is more than likely going to look to get rid of the ball quickly again. And this could be a great opportunity for Travis to involve his slot receivers there. Last year, Ja'Kai Douglas led all FSU receivers with 3 catches and 47 yards, I think it was. Micah Pittman had a couple catches in this game. Malik McClain had a catch, I think it was. We had a touchdown catch where he sunned the Syracuse defender, if I recall correctly. But yeah, I would love to see Destin Hill emerge in this game. I feel like that's going to happen in this one. For whatever reason, it's got a little hunch that's going to happen. And or you could see Ja'Kai Douglas make a few plays also. One other thing, so you can attack this 3-3-5 defense up the seam, and you'll see this in the very first play. You can also attack them on the edges with screens. Actually, that's what FSU did in 2021 whenever they snapped that 4-game losing streak. It was a lot of quick game with Jordan Travis getting the ball out of his hands, screen passes, and little slant routes and things like that. So in this first play here, Drake May drops back, and you'll see. Look, this guy is running wide open. He's already behind the defenders, but he didn't hit this guy. He hits this guy. I told you the seams are a weakness in this defense. Look at that. This guy's wide open. He can lead this guy, but then he's got another guy coming across. These are great throws, and these are throws that Jordan Travis can make in his sleep usually. Usually you just need to lead the guy across the field, and it's a touchdown. This is Jordan Travis hit this same route against North Carolina in 2021. He hit Pokey Wilson, and then if you remember, Pokey Wilson did the Jordan pose or whatever. That was the same route there. Yeah, got behind the defenders. And one thing too is Syracuse has given up 100 yards receiving to at least one receiver the last 2 games. North Carolina had 2 guys to go over 100 yards receiving last week. So keep that in mind. So here, this is this receiver right here is going to get behind the linebackers right across the middle of the field. This is some of what we saw from Micah Pittman last year. You see they got a guy coming off the edge here. This guy's looping around here. And these guys are just dropping back. And this guy here just comes right through here, gets behind. Drake May throws a bullet.
Jones. May. Catch there between May and Jones. May. Catch there between May.
I mean, that's too easy. That's too easy. All right. Now here, this is another thing that you can do against this defense. This can also help the run game. This is what we saw FSU do a little bit against Virginia Tech last week. So here we got these guys spread out wide, and it's going to create a 1-on-1 matchup. And we know that Jordan Travis loves those this year, and you'll see the result.
Inside the 25.
Let me pause that. Look at that. So beat him. So that's similar to the same throw that Jordan Travis tried to hit Ja'Kai Douglas last year. And I'm going to pause this. Look, let me rewind this a little bit. So he's already throwing this ball. Look, he's already throwing this ball. The ball is right here. And they're stride for stride. and he just leads him that separation. Beautiful. But also, if you look up here at the top of the screen, this guy's in a one-on-one also. Yeah. See, this guy here is on a one-on-one going up to the top of the screen. So there'll be one-on-one opportunities in this game also for Jordan Travis and the wide receivers. So, and this is a beautiful play here. So here, Drake May is going to hit a guy over here in the flats on the screen, and you see there's three receivers. Three receivers here, three receivers here, a defender, a guy here. So watch the numbers on this. Look, these two guys bring these two guys back here. This guy stays here to block this guy. And a missed tackle, big yardage. Yeah. So anytime you see this right here, if you're Jordan Travis, you're going to just throw it out there and it's free yardage. Now, that's something that Jordan Travis hasn't been doing a lot of this year. But this is something that he's done consistently against a 3-3-5, particularly Syracuse. For whatever reason, he's comfortable. I don't know if he just doesn't feel comfortable, taking a lot of vertical shots. Like I said, last year, he threw 23 times, but he had less than 200 yards. So he was cool with taking, the short game. So we could see quite a bit of this from FSU Saturday afternoon. So that's kind of the strengths and weaknesses of Syracuse, man. This is a game that I'm hoping to see FSU come out just as they did against Virginia Tech last week. If they get the ball first, score, defense gets a stop, complimentary football, offense scores again, defense gets off the field. What I'm really looking for in this game is I need to see the offense avoid having those lulls where they have 2 or 3 drives. Usually they're like back to back and they do absolutely nothing with the ball. FSU had 2 drives in the second quarter against Virginia Tech. They ran, I think it was 7 plays and had like 2 yards and had to punt. And that allowed Virginia Tech to get back into the game along with, the BS referee calls that we had. But FSU's offense is too good to just have unproductive drives. I like to call them wasted offensive possessions. Like you at least get a first down or something. I mean, when you go out there and you don't even run a minute off the clock and the defense has to run right back out there, that's what I'm looking. That's one of the main things I want to see in this game. I want to see the offense. I don't necessarily care about sustaining a drive, but I don't want to see them go out there and just look lethargic, not execute. And, it's second and third and 10 before you blink, and then you're getting off the field because you didn't do anything. So that's what I'm looking for mostly. I also want to see a lot of the young guys get in this game. Hopefully, FSU missed a great opportunity last week when they were up big, one more score, and they could have put a ton of young guys in there. And I'm talking about young guys on defense. Like I'm talking about, we've seen a few. We've seen Conrad Huzzy. We saw Blake Nicholson last week. We've seen Byron Turner get out there. But I want to see Aslan Barker at safety. I want to see Edwin Joseph in the secondary. I want to see more Rodney Hill. I want to see Keziah Holmes if those guys are available. I want to see Vendrevious Jacobs, Hakeem Williams. I want to see those type of dudes out there. I want to see Daniel Lyons and Ayobami Tafasi on the defensive front. Let those guys get out there and eat a little bit. FSU has a grand opportunity over the next few games to allow these young guys to get out there and get some playing time if they go ahead and play up to, what they're capable of doing. And that'll serve them better later in the season as well as next year, because, a few of these guys won't come back next year. And that'll be that playing experience will be so valuable next year for those young guys. Also, I wouldn't mind seeing some of the young offensive linemen. They haven't had a chance to really get on the games like that. But if we're up 24 points, something like that, let them get a drive or so there in the second half and see what they can do. One thing I noticed this week too was Mike Norvell he didn't call Julian Armella out, but he kind of was like, he's seeing some progress from him, but he did plainly say, bluntly say, that he needed to get better. He needed to be better. Something along those lines. I remember that caught my ear, and I was like, So hopefully we can we'll have an opportunity to see those type of guys get out there as well. So should be a great opportunity for FSU. Sold out crowd, which is great for a noon kickoff, and it's great to have the local economy there in Tallahassee to experience back-to-back sellouts. And of course they'll have another one next week, which will be a night game against Duke. So 3 great three great opportunities for those local businesses to, do well. And I know some of them are still trying to recover from the COVID years. So yeah, man. But if you haven't had a chance, man, like this video, definitely like to get over 100 again. The last video, we only got 30 some, I think it was, so show some support, and definitely I'm going to look to have some more content after this Syracuse game. Hopefully FSU will move to 6-0, and I have FSU winning this game comfortably, something like 42-14, something like that, 45-17, somewhere in there. I can see the second or third team guys getting in there and maybe giving up a score or something. And plus, FSU's been subbing heavily, even when the game is not, it's not a clearly in garbage time. So keep that in mind. Also, I know that was one factor in last week's game. So should win this game handily. Have them covering the spread on this one. 17.5 spread. Total points is 56.5. And should be a good one. Look forward to talking with you guys soon. Appreciate all the support as always. You guys would always shout me out on social media and share the content. You're much appreciated. Salute to you. You're my guys. And I got a few ladies that support the channel also. So appreciate you as well. And until next time, guys, go Noles.